It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag Utah Jazz.
It's good. Sometimes you feel it could be even longer, the pounding your body takes, whatever, 55 games we played, 60 games. But I think the break is good for mentally kind of get away and spend time with your families, and then I think that's a good recharge button. We had a really competitive practice today. Just everybody was excited to get back to work.
That's Lowry Markkanen. They're back to work tonight at home against the Charlotte Hornets. They had a week off, PK. It's go time, and the schedule sets up. They need to start piling up some wins here in these next few games.
This guy Lowry's an easy guy to like. Seems to say all the right things. Like, yeah, a good time to be with family, but now we're back. We're ready to go. Yeah, I'd love to play in the All-Star game. It was a privilege and all that stuff. And playing a three-point shooting contest that if they invited me back, I'd go. I want to win here. He's like a Rudy Gobert kind of guy. And Rudy Gobert cemented his relationship with his fan base because his fan base, that's what they want to hear. They want to be loved back. They want to be thinking that, man, I love you guys, and you love us back. You love being here. You love playing a kid's game, making millions. What's there not to love? I don't need no sourpuss back in the world as the burden of the world is on his shoulders. No, he's an easy guy to get behind. And that's saying a lot because, you know, he did spend some time in Tucson. Now, fortunately for him, it wasn't very long. So he was able to...
It didn't wreck the way he thinks?
Right. Once you get over like 6 months in Tucson, you're gone. And that didn't happen for him. But he's a fun player to watch, and yeah, it seems to be like somebody you can really cheer for.
You may never get the chance to cheer for Otto Porter Jr. He is not with the team. There's some expectations that he's been given permission to return home and plot what he wants to do next with regards to possibly taking a buyout.
I'm going to miss him.
The Otto Porter era.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to be here anyway. I mean, it seemed like it was picks that they made the deals for.
Not Otto Porter Jr.
Who's the young fellow with the funky hair? Lewis? Maybe something's there. Maybe not. I don't know. See? Not expecting much.
Jazz tonight, pregame at 6 o'clock, tip-off at 7, right here on The Zone. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NBA.
When LeBron retires, the face of the league, that's tough. But, we win a championship. I got something to say about it. I know that.
That's Jason Tatum on the who will be the face of the NBA post LeBron James. Who will it be?
I don't know there needs to be a singular person.
Could be the Joker.
Has it just happened a couple of times?
And Embiid.
How many times have we had a face of the league?
Well, it was Magic and Bird. Then it was Jordan. Then it was, I don't know, was it Shaq? Shaq and Duncan? Shaq and Kobe?
Kobe has to be there. You have to have a personality.
And that's three guys all at one time.
Right.
So
nothing against Tim Duncan. I mean, you are who you are.
He won a lot, but he was not a big personality.
Right. And that's fine if that's not who you are. I mean, nobody in San Antonio cares.
And then it was LeBron. I mean, was there anybody else who could possibly qualify as the face of the league? And to your point, there have been times when there have been two or three guys, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can go with LeBron, but even LeBron had some assistants. I mean, I can make a case. Dwayne Wade was a valuable member of the league, and I'm sure there were others that I'd have to go back and match
Dirk
the
Nowitzki.
errors.
Duncan was still playing when LeBron was in Miami, obviously.
So I don't know when he retires that they need a specific face of the league because the sport now has advanced itself. I'd prefer not to have a face of the league because then when that player goes, then you're not losing the face of the league. You want several guys. You want a host of players that fans can get behind. And LeBron, to a degree, not for me, but he has been a polarizing figure. He's decided that he needed to be a leader in certain causes that have nothing to do with basketball, and that's his right. I don't really care what LeBron James thinks on anything for that. He's a basketball player to me. It's not a shut up and dribble. It's just I don't necessarily value his opinion on social issues no more than I do the man on the moon. And to me, he has no influence over me. But for some people, he does. And that's fine. I mean, this is America, man. He's got that right to speak his mind. And with that in mind, when he goes, to an extent, I'll be sad because it's a passage of time. It's marking another day that's closer to my death. And, but there'll be other players who will come along. There always are. If you're into it, if you're not into it, what difference does it make?
Well, do you want one or do you want rivals to the top? I mean, is it LeBron or is it LeBron and Steph?
I want 4, 5, 6 guys. I think it's better for the game that way.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
Why do people take social media so serious? Like,
but why you don't follow the Bears?
This and that. Like, I still mess with the Bears. This and that. I'm just trying to take a little break. I'm following the Bears and the NFL, bro. I'm not just trying to have football on my timeline. Like, I know y'all mess with a girl, EQ, especially you. Just because you don't follow the girl on IG, don't mean you're not messing with them.
Justin Fields didn't want to hear about trade possibilities for him and will he stay or will he go, so he unfollowed the Bears and the NFL on Instagram, so he didn't see and hear all that stuff.
Who's EQ? Elders Corp?
Yes, Elders Corp. No, Equinemius St. Brown. So the three brothers, they have a podcast together.
And
like
did you know that the dad just changed that name? It was Brown, but he wanted more attention, so he put the Saint in there.
Yep.
It's not really their names.
And they all have like Egyptian god names, Amun-Ra, and
sounds like something you eat, isn't it? Noodles?
Get some ramen,
He went to SC. He's probably the best of the three.
Raiders coach Antonio Pierce said the team is embracing their inner bad boy, their Detroit Piston bad boy, when they face Patrick Mahomes moving forward. We've got the Jordan rules, what I'm calling from now on, as long as I'm here, the Patrick Mahomes rules.
Mahomes, not Mahomes.
So you remember when Jordan was going through it with the Pistons, all those guys in the 80s before he became Michael Jordan, Air Jordan? The Pistons used to whoop his ass. Anytime he came to the hole, elbows, feeling him, love taps. We touched him. We're not mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I'm touching you. So I showed those guys Jordan getting his ass whooped.
Yeah, well, his ass will be gone by 2027. I mean, this is just gimmick stuff.
A lot of talk.
Yeah.
You have the team, you don't have to talk like this.
Yeah, I just don't see it lasting. It was a buzz that caught a little fire, and it's not like they were just so dominant. I just don't see it working.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
You said your dad went to Kevin Sumlin.
Yep.
And says for $3 million.
We're staying for 2 more.
Now, you do realize this is prior to NIL.
I agree.
So this is a backroom deal.
Went on for 30, 40 years before. For my security, if something happens for 2 years down the road.
Right.
And my dad did this without me knowing. And I ain't mad at him about it for nothing. It's the way the business worked back then.
Right.
There was a bag man. There was a bag man at LSU. There was a bag man at Bama. There was a bag man at every school around the country if you were competing for a national title. It is what it was. And it was always that way until we're into the NIL portion of everything now.
That's Johnny Manziel, the former Texas A&M quarterback. His dad playing the role of bagman for him. I didn't know. Don't penalize me, but he did it.
Of course,
none of us really doubt any of that happened, but
I've been saying it for years.
Money was changing hands.
If you're on the beat, you knew it. It's just the way of the world. Yeah.
Former Alabama coach Nick Saban said he isn't retired from doing his part to help bring some reform, uniformity, and common sense to college football and the lingering chaos surrounding the sport. What he will do remains to be seen, but he will speak out and be a leader.
Sure, he wants to be, and the stuff he says, I'm fine with, but just don't know that it changes.
College football athletes starting to receive contracts from EA Sports to sign an NIL deal to have themselves be in the upcoming release of EA Sports College Football 25 later this summer. Players who opt in will make $600 and get a copy of the game. Nearly 11,000 athletes expected to copy it.
Well, that's student athletes who opt in, not players.
Okay.
And Nick even mentioned about, and I've been saying that for years, student athletes, the dumbest term I've ever heard. And he said there's no such thing as student athlete. And I agree with him.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag RSL.
Now Miami will attack centrally to Messi. Messi tries to slot a ball through. Here's a shot, and it goes right through McMath and in. Oh, soft goal. McMath is going to want back. Miami's got the lead. Taylor scores in the 39th minute. Messi long run forward to Suarez, and there is a pass to Gomez, and he scores. Diego Gomez gets off the deck, and he gets the second goal. 84th minute. That ought to put it away for Miami. And it did. 2-0 was the final. RSL beaten in the opener. They looked nervous or in awe or not nearly aggressive enough, whatever it was, especially in the first 10 minutes. They could barely put 5 passes together. It took about 10 minutes to do that. Played better in the second half, but did not finish their chances. Miami was busy giving the ball away in the first 20 minutes of the second half, but RSL couldn't put it in the back of the net. Had their chances, but couldn't do it.
Oh, you put it in the side of the net, you'd be just as happy. I know you have to go with the soccer jargon to make people think you really love the sport. I appreciate what you're doing there.
You're welcome.
Keep fooling them. But yeah, I mean, Z-Mac, come on. Man, I mean, the ghost of Bill Buckner here.
Through the wickets. That went through his hands, but same thing. RSL back in action Saturday. They will face St. Louis. It's the 6 o'clock start for that one, and then RSL will come home for the home opener after that. DJ and PK.
Golf.
PGA Tour south of the border this week. The Mexico Open. Tony Finau, the defending champion. Patrick Fishburne, another guy with local ties, will join him in the field this week.
I've played that course.
And? How is it?
Lousy. Jeez.
Too long?
Dog track. Well, I don't play for their tees.
PK from the tips.
That's not my game by any stretch. Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, the Jazz used to do advertising with them, so they sent me down there, and I was down there for about 5 days. It was awesome.
Cancun, hello.
Well, it's Puerto Vallarta, but
okay. Different trip for you. Sorry, my bad. That's what's trending. There are your headlines. Mike Smith, Jazz analyst for Smith Entertainment Group, will be joining us at 9 o'clock. You see him on the pre-half and post-game TV shows. We will talk Jazz basketball with him. Yak's working on something else. Do you want to speak of this aloud, or will you jinx it? What are the odds, Yak? 2080?
It's like talking about the no-hitter. Don't talk about the no-hitter.
Okay, we'll talk about the no-hitter.
The show goes on with or without him. No
Question of the day is next because the show will go on. The All-Star break is over, which brings up an excellent question about the Utah Jazz, and we will get to that next. Stay with us.